Alright, so something dawned upon me while I was in bed earlier today, and I was thinking to myself, man, the Mariners got a lot better than I thought. Listen, the Mariners just picked up Aj Pollock on January 7th. As this video is recording, it is January 11th. But the big thing I want to talk about is how the Mariners made a lot of small moves this offseason to make their team a lot better. On top of getting Aj Pollock, you guys did 2 trades in December and November. You guys got Teoscar, Hernandez, and Kolton Wong. Now, do I think these trades make you guys an extremely good team? No, I mean, those guys don't really have that much of an all-star name attached to them, but I still think these players are really good, and they're kind of role players in a sense, right? Aj Pollock is really old. He's 35 years old. He might have a down season next year, but that doesn't matter, dude. The guy's a veteran. He's probably going to be at your DH spot, and he's someone that proved himself last season and really had a good season. Aj Pollock had a pretty much standard season for an MLB player. He hit 245, he had a 292 OBP, a 389 slug, and a 681 OPS. Like I said, it's nothing to write home about, but he is a really old guy. He's 35 years old, man. He's been in the league for 10 years, but he's proved himself in those 10 years. Aj Pollock is a center fielder that probably is, you know, the age is getting to him, so like I said, he's probably going to play at your DH position. Now, you guys also got someone like Teoscar Hernandez, which is probably someone that I really enjoy the idea of. Teoscar Hernandez has been kind of underrated the last couple of years. Last year, Teoscar Hernandez kind of had a down year in a sense to his ideals. He hit 267 and 316 in a 491. On top of that, the year prior in 2021, he hit a 296, 346, and 524. So of course the production was better in 2021, but I still think in 2023 he will have a same production around his 2022 and 2021 seasons. According to Fangraphs, his projected stats next year is 250 batting average, a 304 OBP, and a 455 slug. Now hold that with a grain of salt, because I think Teoscar Hernandez adds a lot more value to this Mariners team in that right field position. He is projected to play right field, and then Kolton Wong, of course, is going to be playing second base. He takes up your second base location, and he had an okay season last year with the Brewers, man. Kolton Wong is a role player, man. He was in St. Louis for a long time. He went to Milwaukee for 2 years, and now he's here with the Brew Crew, man. He had a 251 batting average last season, a 339 OBP, a 430 slug, and a 770 OPS, and he was 18% better than your average player with his OPS plus at 118. Now, Kolton Wong really had a good season last year and really proved it to the fans and people that said, hey man, this guy's getting way too old, dude. He does not deserve a starting spot on this team. Now, before we get into the video, please leave a like and subscribe to be kept up on news and MLB topics. Let's get into it. Besides the 3 people you guys picked up through trades or free agency, I think this Mariners team is still really good, and that's kind of the argument I want to talk about, because man, you guys made it all the way ALDS with a really decent roster. I mean, it was kind of underrated roster in a sense, but you guys had a lot of hitters, man. You still had Julio Rodriguez, you had Big Dumper Cal Riley still there, you had Suarez, you had a bunch of talent that was doing really well in the playoffs, and yes, you had some, you know, factors with like Jesse Winker and Carlos Santana that just didn't wake up in the playoffs, but you guys still had an amazing roster, dude. You had JP Crawford playing elite defense, you had Ty France doing his thing, and on top of that, you guys had Mitch Haniger still, which, you know, he did his thing. When I think of the Mariners, man, the rotation is quite scary. I still have Robbie Ray, right, which is kind of a arguable topic because he kind of sold that Astros game that you guys had when he gave up that bomb to, I think it was Alvarez in the ALDS, and it's kind of through game 1. Now, you guys do have Logan Gilbert, which is kind of becoming a star in Seattle and trying to really prove himself as a pitcher. You still got Marco Gonzalez, you got Luis Castillo. Let me talk about Luis Castillo, because man, this guy is a G, dude. He has this nasty pitch you just can't hit, man. You think you see it and you just don't. Luis Castillo is an ace to a sense. He is literally your ace of your team. Top of that, you guys still have George Kirby, which, hey, he did okay last season. He's a young star. He's trying to grow as a person. And then you guys also have Chris Flexen and Marco Gonzalez, which I don't think all those guys are going to be on your rotation, but I still think this rotation is really good, man. Logan Gilbert has potential. Luis Castillo is at his potential and is pitching like an ace. Robbie Ray can come back after a Cy Young type of season that he had previously, and then you still have George Kirby, which is, hey, he's really young, but he's growing, man. He's growing, and his rotation is scary, man. And somebody, dude, your bullpen is sick. You got the flamethrower on your team. When I watch the Mariners, man, I wait for him to step up, take that mound, dude, and just pitch and pitch and pitch, dude. He pitches so quick, and what I mean by pitches so quick, I am talking about Andres Munoz, and if I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. I just woke up. I'm sorry about that. But this dude is electric, man. It is so fun watching him pitch. He's an emotional pitcher. Well, in a sense, he does stay composed at the mound, but he is that dude, man. He pitches, he throws the ball extremely well, and I think this Mariner roster has a lot to prove next year, dude. They didn't even know if they were going to make a wild card this season, and they did because of people like Julio Rodriguez, and everything just worked out on the team. And also your GM went and got Luis Castillo, which proved to be an ace for your roster for years to come, man. He did sign an extension, so that's good as well. I think this Mariners team has a lot to prove, and with a division that's very competitive, it's going to be really interesting to see where the Mariners end up next season. Now, do I think the Mariners have potential to win the World Series? I think in a sense they kind of do. If everything works out in their favor, is what I mean is all their bats are alive and their pitching is stellar, and they have that energy that Seattle brings at all their home games, man, it's going to be electric to see them go even further in the playoffs. I think this is just the beginning for the Seattle Mariners, and I really think they're going to have an underrated season in 2023. So yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. My name's Joe, aka I'm Hitch. Have a good one.